Now, it has got a social significance also. This is also equally important. And this is what I want to stress today. In today's this talk, I want to stress this point. Individual spiritual significance is important, absolutely important. No man, no woman can be happy as long as, by the grace of the Divine Mother, we don't succeed in killing these enemies who are inside each one of us. This is one aspect of it. There is another aspect of it, the social aspect of it. The social aspect of it is equally important, and in today's scenario, I shall say it is more important. What is the social significance of this Shakti Puja? Number one, remember, what is the place of woman in our society? This is the first point that we have to understand. Every woman is the form of the Divine Mother, nothing less than that. Today we come to know all kinds of things happening with our women folk in this country. That is the saddest chapter with which we have to deal with. Every day we get news how women are mishandled. Now, how are we going to face this challenge? This is a very important thing. The remedy to this disease is awakening of the Shakti. We have to awaken this Mahishasura Mardini spirit. This awakening, this worship of Ma Durga as Mahishasura Mardini. Just imagine what a beautiful thing it is. She is Ramya Kapardini. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shailasute. She is Ramya Kapardini. Ramya Kapardini means she is beautiful with locked hairs. But if she is beautiful, if she is soft, she also has got her terrifying side. She is merciless. She is infinitely strong. She can vanquish the enemies. So by worshipping Ma Durga, it is actually the awakening of this other side which is hidden in all of us. So all of our women folks should understand, they are not weak. They are all powerful. If situation demands, they should know how to become ruthless. This is the other side of this entire Shakti Puja. You will see, if you read the whole Chandi, it is all Ma Durga's merciless and ruthless vanquishing of the enemies. It is all Shakti, Shakti and power, valor, strength. There is not one drop of weakness anywhere. This is the one lesson that we have to learn. Especially the women folk, if they may have to face such situations, in such situations they should know they can do anything and everything because that Shakti is inside them. They only need to awaken this sleeping, dormant Shakti which is inside each one of us. Second point. This Swami Vivekananda also used to speak, in this second chapter of the Durga Shaptashati, where Ma Durga comes to kill Mahishasura. How did Ma Durga come into existence? You know the story? I hope all of you know. When Mahishasura had taken over all the heavens, all the gods were running helter-skelter. And these gods, they went to Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesha, saying that what to do, Mahishasura has come and he has conquered our heavens and we are helpless. Please help us. And then what happened? That is the most important thing. All these gods were having powers. They had powers with them, but their powers were all scattered. If our powers are scattered, we cannot face the enemy. Shall we be able to face the enemies if our powers are scattered? No. The first thing that we have to do is we have to unify all the powers. How was Ma Durga born? Ma Durga was the product, or Ma Durga was born out of the unified powers of all the gods and goddesses. That is the most fascinating aspect of the second section where Ma Durga is killing Mahishasura. So what we call Ma Durga, she is the unification of all the scattered forces, and that is what is taking the form of Ma Durga. So if we have to defeat any enemy, one big lesson that we have to learn is we have to become unified. Amazing. Swami Vivekananda was a great Shakti Pujak. 125 years back, he had spoken about this, that we have to accumulate power. 125 years back, he had given one talk. He was talking about how to regenerate India. And he had seen that India had faced downfall only because we Indians were not unified. Just imagine the power of unification. 4 crore Englishmen, they were ruling 30 crore Indians. Swamiji says, how is it possible? Just 4 crore Englishmen, Britishers, they were ruling 30 crore Indians. How is it possible? Because the 4 crore Englishmen, they were unified, and we 30 crore Indians, we were disunified. And Swamiji says, if India has to rise again, he gave 3 mantras. He was a great Shakti Pujaka. He gave 3 mantras. Please note it down, my dear devotees. This is very important as far as the society of India is concerned, as far as the Hindu society is concerned. Why? Swamiji says, how can we regenerate India? How can we regenerate Hindu society? It is very important. Swamiji says 3 things. We have to be unified. He says organization, number 1. Number 2, coordination of wills. And number 3, accumulation of power. These are Swami Vivekananda's words. He says that we have to accumulate power. We have to accumulate Shakti. Without the accumulation of Shakti, we cannot face the enemies. How can you face the enemies if your strength is scattered, if your energy is scattered? We have to become unified, organized. This Swami Vivekananda had spoken about this 125 years back. Just imagine his relevance. And he is talking about accumulation of power, accumulation of Shakti. If Shakti is scattered, with that scattered energy, we won't be able to face the evils of the society. So that is what we find in Ma Durga. What is this Ma Durga? She is the unified manifestation of all the powers of gods and goddesses. So beautiful and so symbolical. Today, that is what we have to learn. We as 140 crore people in this country, because we are not unified, that is why evil forces are actually causing harm to us. Especially the Hindu society. We are not unified. The first thing that we have to learn from the Shakti Puja is, today we need the awakening of Shakti to face these evil forces. In our own society, you will find so many evil forces working. We know what is happening in our neighboring countries. We all know. We are just shutting our eyes to it. We need Shakti to face this situation. Remember this. Swami Vivekananda was a great teacher of strength. Weakness is the one thing which Vivekananda hated. Weakness is the one thing which Vivekananda literally hated. He was a great teacher of Shakti and Shakti, strength and strength and strength. In present situation in India and the Hindu society, one of the main defects of this society is that we are not unified. Let us become unified like Durga, and see, we shall be able to face all these evil forces which are trying to make this country weak, which is trying to break down this country. So this is one great symbolic lesson that we have to learn from this 2nd chapter of Chandi. Durga is the unification of all these. She is the product. She was born out of the unified Shaktis of all the gods and goddesses. The secret is unification. Last point, and I will say that and I will just wind up my talk. Now, throughout this Chandi, you will see, it is a war. Literally speaking, it is a war going on. It is a war against what? It's a war against Adharma. Adharma has to be fought. Remember this point. Let us not talk about ahimsa here. Somebody came in the last century and he made unconditional practice of ahimsa a compulsory thing, which has literally weakened this country. What we want is strength, capacity to resist evil. Swamiji has spoken about this very wonderfully. Ahimsa can be, absolute ahimsa can be practiced only by a small number of people. And for the common man and the common woman, remember, we should learn to resist evil. Whenever there is adharma, we should learn to resist it. There are 3 situations, especially in my assessment, which is very important. We have to fight back and not talk about ahimsa in 3 situations. Number 1, when our country is in danger, what will you do? You will talk about ahimsa? When our Rashtra, when our country is in danger, you will sit and talk about ahimsa? You have to fight back. Number one, for fighting back, you need Shakti. Is it not? Can you fight back without Shakti? You need Shakti, you need this divine, you need the Mahishasura Mardini spirit. She is Asura Mardini. We need this energy which can kill the demons. So first thing, to protect your country, to protect your Rashtra. Second thing, to protect your Dharma. When your Dharma is under threat, what will you do? You will talk about ahimsa? You have to fight back all those evil forces which are causing danger to your own Dharma. This is the another lesson that we have to learn. Let us not talk about, what should I say? There is no samanvaya with the forces of evil. This is Dharma samanvaya, not Adharma samanvaya. I always say this. Samanvaya is not with the forces of Adharma. There cannot be any friendship with forces of Adharma. Adharma has to be vanquished in whichever form it is. Number 3, when the honor of our daughters and sisters are in danger. Tell me, when the honor of our own daughters and sisters are in danger, will you be talking about ahimsa? This is nonsense. You should learn to fight back, to preserve the honor of our own daughters and sisters and wives. Is it not? So ahimsa, the practice of ahimsa, it is conditional. It depends upon the circumstances and situations. In all situations, you cannot do that. For the common man, the teaching is you have to resist evil. And if you have to resist evil, you need Shakti. Now, this is the great message that we have to actually learn from the Shakti Puja. To wind up this talk, I'm not going to drag it any further. This great Maharaj is so kind. Actually, I am feeling a little uncomfortable because the puja is going on there. See, my dear devotees, we have to remember this point. So this ahimsa, we have been deluded with this idea. India has become weak because of that. Our neighbors have been hitting us repeatedly and we have been just sitting quiet. It is only in the last 10 years that we have learned to give it back. It should be like that. We should know how to protect our country, number one, Rashtra. We should know how to defend our Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. Attacks on Sanatana Dharma is happening continuously. Are you going to keep quiet? Wherever our Dharma is attacked, you have to condemn it. You have to resist this evil. And lastly, as I said, when the honor of our own sisters and daughters are in danger, please don't talk this nonsensical idea of ahimsa. You have to fight it back. And for all this, my dear devotees, you need Shakti. Without Shakti, it is impossible. We have to be united. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, without Shakti, there is no regeneration for the society. So, my dear devotees, this is the extract of this wonderful Shakti Puja. We should remember that it is by awakening this Mahishasura Mardini spirit. It is only by awakening this spirit that we can, really speaking, make our country and our society what it is. So, that line from Aigiri Nandini, the last one, Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute. This Mahishasura Mardini spirit, this is the one spirit with which we have to go back from this so-called puja. Saying this, I just wind up my talk. Once again, I convey my thanks to revered Swami Sarvalokananji, who invited me to give this talk. I know this situation is a little bit chaotic, but doesn't matter. It's a great occasion. So let us learn this lesson that when we go back from this puja, we should understand that this Mahishasura Mardini spirit, the martial spirit, this martial spirit is very much essential today in India. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tatsat.